take all the ride as it's on. It's been the ruin of many a country road. Lord, I know I'm walking my mother was a tailor, and she sewed my own blue jeans. My father was a gambling man, way down in New Orleans. A gambler needs is a suitcase and a trunk. The only time he's ever gonna be satisfied is when he's on a drum. I got one foot in on the train. I'm going back to New Orleans to wear that ball and chain round my mother's neck. Tell your boys not to be my kind. I mixed a couple songs there at the end. I got razor burn. Oh, Hank, he was a hero. Oh, Hank, he was my hero. And I was just a boy. Guitar and my mandolin, a guitar and a banjo were my favorite toys. As I grew older, it was whiskey and a song, the whiskey in my blood. Rambling on my mind, wife and a family, left them all behind. I was chasing for a dream, but I ran out of time. Maybe whiskey in my blood, rambling on my mind. Now my voice, it sometimes wavers, and old song slipped my mind. My brown hair's turned to silver. An old song slipped my mind. Now, young man, learn to listen. Don't you try to be my kind. Oh, it's hell to live with whiskey and a woman on your mind. Whiskey in my blood, rambling on my mind. A wife in a family, left them all behind. I wonder if you'll think about me when she finds out that I'm gone. The letters that I wrote her, I wonder you think about me when she finds out that I'm gone. When she finds out that I'm gone. The letter that I wrote her, it's lying in the dirt. I guess I should have tried a little bit harder to work it out. That woman, she cheated for the last time. What's a man without his pride? Guess I'll be moving on. California, maybe Alabama. Might end up in West Virginia. I hear those women, they can love a man. Guess I'll be moving on. A little further on down the line. There's a better time waiting for me. I've gotta find my peace of mind. I screwed that song up. That's an original. So was Whiskey in My Blood. It was written by my mom and my Uncle Arlie. And Letter in the Dirt was written by my Uncle Joey, I think David Bowling, and my Uncle Arlie. Arlie and Joey were brothers. Great musicians. My whole family was musicians, really. They didn't play an instrument. You know, you can be damn well sure that they'd be singing when somebody else was. I know that when I get around my friends who, in their words, were fortunate enough to be around my family during that time in my teens and everything, all of them talk about how the musicians and the lifestyle they lived, want to be rock stars, was just the best times of their lives they had with my family, at parties that weren't even planned. You put a couple ushers anywhere with a guitar, you'll have a party. They know that my family's written a bunch of songs, and I'm embarrassed that I don't know them. Those two I do. So I've written a couple. Played one earlier, In the Dark. And then Blue Ridge Rag, which is what I call that, the Blue Ridge Rag. My daughter and her husband, my oldest daughter and her husband, apparently they're musicians from what I can tell. Unfortunately, I'm not as close to her as I want to be. It's funny how things happen. She's so much like me. She'll say it's my fault. I'll say it's not. But it is what it is. I love her. And she may not ever know it in this life, but she'll know it. Right? All truths will be revealed. And then she'll know the truth. She'll know the truth. She already knows the truth. Just a hard pill to swallow sometimes. So. I think that this may be the only way that my grandchildren will ever get to know me. Yeah, probably. I have no doubt that my daughter will continue to mature and refine her character and be something that she can be proud of and that I could be proud of. We all learn at different speeds. But to my grandbabies, I'm your grandpa. Wow. Hey, Papa. I don't know what you called me. But I'm Jim. And you guys come from a marriage between me and Penny. This is spontaneous. I didn't think this. This is just, I'm kind of rolling with it. But Penny and I think we're in love. At least I know I was absolutely head over heels in love, and still am to a certain extent. I'm in love with the idea of my family that I lost. But anyway, so a lesson learned that I wasn't able to teach my family. You know, marriage says, you know, forever till death do we part and all that. And that's the way it's supposed to be. And when you commit to a family, you take on a lot of responsibility and you actually lose a lot of optionality in life, right? If you're going to start a family, the words "till death do we part" have got to mean something to you more than the sum of the letters that make up the words. They're not just words. So my family was destroyed by the divorce, and maybe I had more to do with that than I ever want to admit. I never cheated or I never abused. I never abused anybody. But I never abused anyone in my family. So I am a lover, not a fighter by nature. And I wouldn't hurt anything I love out of spite, out of meanness, out of my lack of character. I would never do that. It's unfortunate that people that are supposed to love me are hell-bent on making me into that person. But I'm pretty practical about it. I'm not going to play any role in life that I haven't rehearsed for my whole life. And I'm not an abuser. I'm not a cheater. I'm not a liar. Do I ever? Yes, I'm like human. Everybody lies occasionally. I'm saying that I'm not a manipulative liar. I don't lie to get over on others or to, inflate myself. I may lie to stay out of jail, stay healthy, and avoid hurting the feelings of somebody I love, maybe. Sometimes you should hurt the feelings of people you love. If they need their feelings hurt and you don't, who will? Somebody who doesn't love them? So those are all things I'm learning as I get older. But your mommy if you're victorious, this will probably be looked at Hannah's babies too when they show up. But your mother, if you're Victoria's babies, your mother got her music talent from me, got her brains from me. That's what I say anyway. I'm sure others who had something to do with her creation may argue, but I'll just say the proof's in the pudding. And so, yeah, I come from a musician family, rebels to the core, all of them. From the wrong side of the track, poor white Appalachian trash. But to a person, love, ferocious love, loyalty to the family, almost to the point of being clannish. And good people, not perfect people, but I loved them all. And they made mistakes. They all feared God. They were full of mistakes that holier than thous used to judge them. It's unfair, and I know this personally, it is unfair to take someone at the lowest point of their life and use that to judge them for fractions of a percentage of time, like of all the time on earth, to use a combined 30 minutes of my worst behavior to say that that's who I am and that's who I need to be treated like I am, is wrong, and it's more wrong than anything I've ever done. You know, everybody messes up and causes misery. So that's, on that note, before I go any further, Jordan Peterson, somebody I listen to, anybody listening to this wants to get to know me, who knows, maybe somebody will, you know. I may have something valuable to offer somebody somewhere in the future. So maybe I want to get to know who I was. And if I don't tell you who I am, you will never hear the truth. Unfortunately, the people who should be loving me are failing miserably right now. And maybe I have something to do with it. But unconditional love is unconditional, and I love them with all my heart and soul, and it's not because they've never messed up, right? It's that I choose them over the mess up. And I don't get the same consideration. And that's because we're all different. But I do believe that both my children will grow out of it. I do believe they will regret it, abandoning me and rejecting my attempts to reconcile, or putting unreasonable expectations on me in order to get the privilege of attempting to reconcile, I guess. But yeah, I'm not sad. I am sad if I sit and think about the fact that you guys will never meet me. I don't know you. But in my mind, I see you all, and I'm sending love now into the future to all of you. You know, no matter what they do, they'll never change the fact that I am your pawpaw. And I messed up you know, in life. And you know, before I realized I was off course, it was too late to right the ship, so it sank. And I tried everything to prevent it. But anyway, I don't want this to be completely sad. I don't want you guys to think that I was a miserable person, because I'm not. I'm not miserable. I'm productive. I can do anything. I have been in trucking, which in the future, who knows, there might not even be trucks, but I've done trucking for 30, 40 years now, in one form or another. I've been in management for the last 20, 25 years. And it provided a good life. Your mothers were spoiled rotten, and it's part of the problem of why we have trouble getting along. Here's something interesting I've learned, and maybe it's, people might say, well, that's your opinion, you haven't learned anything that's factual. I think it's factual. I think empirical evidence tends to support this being true. But so I was raised poor, really poor, and but loved, right? And we suffered. I had a brother who died when he was young, 17, and I had 2 sisters. And so there was 4 kids, and then my mother, who was a divorced mother of 4, back in a time when that wasn't cool, and it was frowned upon. And in an environment, a very narrow-minded part of the population in Appalachian, where an attractive single mother was a threat to unattractive married mothers, if you know what I mean. So she was shown. So your great-grandmother Victoria, who your mommy is named after, she was judged on just the potential that she had to create havoc in a population, right? So I don't know where I was going with that. It's unfair to judge. Period. It's unfair to judge. Who are any of us to judge the value of someone else, especially if we are in denial or we're struggling with issues of our own which prevent us from making good, sound decisions. But it takes a certain kind of character to be able to admit that you're lacking whatever it takes to make good decisions. And that's what I'm dealing with in life. I'm outcast because my wife cheated on me, and I took the divorce hard. It's an understatement. But yeah, so I'm Jim. Get this, my name is James Manning, Manning, Hufstedler, which hopefully you guys know how to spell. But go ahead and throw a couple extra letters in there. Junior. I'm a junior. James Manning Hufstedler Jr. I'm pretty sure there's 22 letters in that name. We'll see if any of you guys in the future can beat that. But yeah, I'm thinking this feels comfortable. It's all I got. It's the only outlet I've got. So I might do more of this. Leave them on YouTube in a public account that's open to the public. And if you guys ever Google James Hufstedler, maybe it'll get you to these videos where you can watch, listen, and judge for yourself. Take away what you can and judge for yourself. Whether or not I'm worthy of being outcast from my family. I kind of like this idea.